Hey guys, Clarice here, and today, because The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is coming out very soon, I thought that it would be a really nice time to revisit The Hunger Games. When I was a teen, it was probably the first novel series that I ever fully read all the way through. I did not enjoy reading when I was in school. So The Hunger Games, the story, the tales, the themes, the characters, everything just captivated me, and it really was a formative part of my childhood. And so when the movies were announced back so many years ago, I was there trying to make like fan castings and all of this. And of course, this was prior to Jennifer Lawrence being the household name that she is. This movie, of course, propelled her very much into the stardom that she knows now. And I thought that it would be nice to kind of revisit this series with you guys. I had not read the Hunger Games book in probably a decade, and I just revisited it just within the last few weeks. It was a really good experience kind of revisiting this book now as an adult, because the last time that I read it, I was right in the middle of my teens, probably 13, 14. So a lot of different themes and catch-all things caught me more this time around. The Hunger Games book was my favorite in the trilogy. When it came to the films, the second one was my favorite. So it's going to be a really fun time to just revisit the Hunger Games film, the original, see the things that they adjusted or adapted for the screen, the ways that they molded the book to make it for a more visually captivating story. And I remember loving it when it first came out. It was definitely my first personal experience of book to movie adaptation, and I was generally happy with it, and I hope that you guys will be too. It has definitely been years and years and years since I've seen this film, so I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that you guys enjoy. If you guys want to continue on with more full-length reactions or get early access to my reactions to the next couple of movies, you can click the links down below in my Patreon, where I've got Catching Fire already ready for you guys. So with all of that, let's just get into it. I apologize for the bad ends. I need to get my hair cut. I just did this braid really quickly. Lionsgate. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen a Lionsgate production. Y'all tell me what happened to them. Or maybe I just haven't been paying attention to their films. I knew that scream was coming, but it still got me. Yeah, it's gonna be you. I don't think I realized how shaky the camera was for these films until just now, at least in the opening, but I think it's good in giving it a bit more of a jarring and rustic feel to it, a more down-to-earth vibe, because I forgot that our opening is with the game maker talking to Caesar, because it's such a still and glamorized, composed shot for television, and then immediately we get handheld, and it's shaky, and it's rough, and it's grimy, and it's just telling you exactly what you should expect from this district. It's very gray, everything's very dull, clearly it's run down, and that juxtaposition I think was a really smart choice, especially because obviously in the books we don't start anything like that. We start from Katniss's perspective, and I think that's a good introduction for people who maybe did not experience the books and don't quite know what they're getting into. I think that was always a choice that I really enjoyed because it was different, but it made sense. I also gotta say, it's wild, I was just rewinding back to get it for you patrons, but like, damn, Jennifer Lawrence was so young, man. Like, I just remember, now I'm much older, but man, I just remember starting out in acting school as a young actor and all this, and wanting to like model my career or aspire my career to someone like a Jennifer Lawrence when she was so young when she did all of these incredible things. And it's such a rare and very much lucky being at the right place at the right time type of thing that you can't really fabricate or any of that, but I can just see the youth on her face. I'm like, wow, she was so young, so incredibly talented, and I'm excited to just continue again, like I said, revisiting this. It's so shaky. It almost seems like they were trying to go for shaky documentary style. It's so wild watching it back because now there's such big names. You know, you have Liam Hemsworth, Jennifer Lawrence. Now it's almost hard to believe that they're these characters, which is interesting. I'm noticing their acting more or so in these scenes, and by that it just means like it's taking me out a little bit. It's not on them, it's more on me, and it's not really anything that they can control. I want to see how long it kind of takes for me to get immersed in the believability of these characters and that they are who they say they are in the story. Ah, yes, Queen. I will say this film definitely put Elizabeth Banks, I think, on the map of many, and then she went on to do more like Pitch Perfect and so on. She was just so memorable in this. It was so great.
42.
If you guys are watching this and you haven't seen The Hunger Games before, I'm sorry. I'm gonna spoil everything as a book reader. But I'm just like, hey, at least he doesn't get picked. He had great odds. Gale was never picked. The amount of times his name is in there.
What's this? That's a mockingjay. You keep it. It's yours. Thank you.
I will say, I think that's probably one of the few things that I get why they changed it, but I do think the introduction of the character that actually gives Katniss the Mockingjay pen would have been nice and developed a bit more. I think it would have helped build the world a little bit more and the life of how Katniss was to the people of District 12 more, but I get why it was scrapped. This is already a very long movie. Our mom did do an expert job with those braids.
You look beautiful too. Wish I looked like you.
I think we all do.
I wish I looked like you.
As usual, ladies first. Primrose Everdeen.
Prim! I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute! Come on, dear.
There's so much in the camera work it's quite chaotic. Looking back at it now, I feel like I would have let things kind of sit a little longer. However, it's been 10 years. I know exactly what was happening. And the acting, the timing still gives me goosebumps at how intense it is, which is a testament to them. So I don't really want to say much on that because I think it works. This feel of the camera not quite being able to catch up with everything. And as much as I, as an audience member, want it to sit and the weight of everything like it is in the books to just sit with it, you can't, because that is how quick this world is. This world is one day you are just fine, you're laughing with your sister, and the next day you're about to be sent out to a slaughter. That's really the world that we're in Panem. And so I do think that's a really effective choice of just making those camera, just the edits. The cuts are so quick. Like, I'm pretty sure most of those lingered for like 3 seconds, and it's just so quick, and immediately she's just up. And then we switch to a POV of her eyes, just kind of like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just do? Yeah, it puts us in her perspective because we have the perspective of Katniss's internal monologue removed by the film not having any sort of a narration. And I think the camera work is in one way trying to compensate so that we get her perspective more. It's still amazing acting.
And now for the boys. Peter Malark.
I like this sigh of relief you see from all the guys, like, it's not me, but also, oh, that's him right next to me. I think Josh Hutcherson played Peeta very well throughout this whole series. But I always found it comical just because everyone is naturally, in their hair color, the opposite of what their characters are. Like both Jennifer Lawrence and Liam Hemsworth are about natural blondes or dirty blondes, and Josh Hutcherson is a brunette, and now Josh Hutcherson has to be the brunette and has to be the blonde and the other's brunettes. Like I always thought that was funny casting, but it's because these definitely were the best for the role.
You two are in for a treat. Crystal chandeliers, platinum doorknobs, and it flies. We'll be at the Capitol in less than 2 days.
I never noticed how much Peeto's just so distraught. He's doing such a good job. Especially knowing, if you have not read the books, throughout this time, I just remember distinctly Katniss talking about how she refused to cry. She made the optimal choice to not show the media her crying, to not appear weak. And just so much of this is about exactly just this kind of force of strength that she feels that Katniss feels like she has to portray, to not be seen as weak, to not be taken advantage of, and just how sometimes at times self-deprecating she can be about it to her own detriment to those around her. But I like the parallel that these actors are doing, because Josh Hutcherson is just fully playing into the despair of being in that situation, not feeling skilled and all of that. And I think it's great. Even this shot here, actually, it makes me laugh because you can just see 3 different things at play here with these actors. You've got Katniss, who's just, it's so much of focus, and it almost feels dissociative. And what I mean by is when you're going through a traumatic experience, the only way you can get through it is almost to escape from your own reality and go somewhere else, kind of like spacing out. It almost seems like that's where she's at, where she's just focused on, okay, just let this happen. And I'm here and this is how I'm going to survive. And then you see Peeta and he's so clearly distraught. And then you just have Effie who's like, oh, these are my tributes and I would get to show them all this fun stuff. It's nice. It's a well-composed shot. And yeah, I know that this might end up seeming like a much longer reaction, honestly, guys, because I didn't realize I'd be gushing about so many different things with this film.
Congratulations.
Man, Woody Harrelson killed it. I truly think that was one of my favorite castings when it was originally announced. I'm like, he's gonna do such a great job.
You passed the marmalade.
That is mahogany!
Look at you. Just killed a placement. You really want to know how to stay alive? Get sponsors. You have to make people like you.
And truthfully, that is the thing that I feel like so often through this series, people underestimate with Peeta. Peeta is definitely one of my favorite characters. I was definitely a Peeta stan, if you will, but it's just that out of this whole thing, this is the man who the events that happened in Mockingjay. That was a boy who knew exactly how to work that system into his favor to get people not just to like him, but to like Katniss. And it will forever blow my mind when people just underestimate his smarts and his strengths, because he understood that this was so much about the people skills of it all, the magnetism of the likability. And he played to that so much, so well. Literally so much of Peeta doing this work with Haymitch and creating this likability for Katniss is part of what helped save her life so many times. Yes, it's Katniss, but I'm like, people underestimate how much Peeta really did to help her, because I'm like, it wasn't Katniss that was gonna make her self-likable to people. It wasn't. But that's an opinion. That's an opinion. My opinion. The right opinion. Okay. You look at him. Look at him.
Come on. Come on.
You're just saying, you gotta get people to like you.
Keep this knife. He knows what he's doing.
Facts. Facts.
That was one of the bravest things I've ever seen. With your sister, Miss Sinner.
Katniss.
Think somebody that brave shouldn't be dressed up in some stupid costume, now should they?
And you just gotta love Lenny Kravitz, man. He also did a great job. It was just that there was more that they really utilized with Cinna, but I enjoyed it. Because it's such a long movie. I always feel like, of course, because it's a book, they could have expanded so much more. So I think it's so funny how this was my introduction to Donald Sutherland. He's incredible in his own right, but my introduction to him was a Snow in the Hunger Games.
What is that? Background.
Let's go with these CGI flames. Here we go. Homie knows what he's doing. Homie knows what he's doing.
Now see that? I love that. No fighting with the other tributes. You'll have plenty of time for that in the arena.
Man, Jet Quaid literally looks like a baby. He looks like a child, and that's insane. Like, my man's Huey, man.
How did you do that?
I used to decorate the cakes down at the bakery.
What in the hyper-realistic cakes are you doing? Were these like hyper-realistic cakes? Did you have all of the crafts in District 12? Did you have an airbrush in District 12? So good though. Hey.
Nice shooting, sweetheart.
I honestly think that's so good. I love this scene. I love how it's played, because it just shows, again, as much as throughout the beginning, Haymitch is clearly a drunk who's like, well, this is just another part of my 7th layer of hell that I have to do for surviving these terrible games. When he starts seeing how much of an edge these two really have, I love that you can tell that like the joy of it isn't just like, ah, she did what I asked, but it's more of that you can tell he's just happy that she stuck it to him, because Haymitch has this hatred, obviously, of the Capitol, this distaste for the things that they do. They all do. All of the handlers of Katniss and Peeta really do, except for Effie at the time. And so I just love that he's like, yes, like he's like, God, I would have loved to just seen you stick it to these assholes. I love how now that little camaraderie begins. In the books, at times it can seem rather like harsh, the dynamic between Katniss and Haymitch. So I like that the actors really brought it out in these scenes, and the writers also really allowed them to work this together so that you can see that camaraderie begin to get built. And I like it a lot.
Score of 8.
We can work with that. He's like, I'm not dead last.
A lot of hope is dangerous. So contain it.
So freaking good. Man, Donald Sutherland's so good.
We'll be going down at 9.
Well, what about him?
Says he wants to be trained on his own from now on.
What?
Only one winner, right?
Honestly, Stanley Tucci always steals the show in anything he's in, ever.
And I don't know how to make people like me. How do you make people like you?
Well, it made me like you.
That's different. I wasn't trying.
Oh, I'll be there the whole time. Okay?
District 12, you know her.
What?
I think someone's a little nervous.
Just hoping that I wouldn't burn to death.
You're so cute.
In fact, I'm wearing them today.
Lovely, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen from District 12, Katniss Everdeen, the girl on fire! Tell me.
He knows how to be charismatic.
Back home. No, not really.
PR King. Knows how to play the game.
Because she came here with me.
Oh, you son of a bitch. That's what that face said. I'ma kill this dude.
What the hell was that? You don't talk to me and then you say you have a crush on me?
He did you a favor.
He made
Yes!
He
He made you look desirable.
In your case, it's a television show.
Exactly. Have you not seen reality TV, Katniss? No, she hasn't, other than the Hunger Games. But that's the whole, it's the whole freaking point. It's the whole freaking point. It's entertainment. It is about what you can sell. It has nothing to do with how you are truly. It is about what you can sell. I'm just compensating for all the Peeta hate I got through the years where people didn't care too much for Peeta, and I'm like, he gets it.
Give me your arm. What is that?
They're 15 out, they are flying.
I'm not allowed to bet. But if I could, I'd bet on you.
20.
Okay, they're in the tubes.
I'm like, that looks like Tessa Thompson. Rewind that. That's not Tessa Thompson. That is the woman who plays the NAACP agent in The Blind Side. I'm pretty sure. Appreciate the audio cue that we had where you hear the room tone essentially of when she's in with Cinna, and you just hear that grain and noise. And then as soon as the door seals and all sound is gone, it's just such a great cue of that isolation of like, you were trapped. I really liked that. Don't go for it. It's a trap.
50.
Man, the decision to make this cornucopia bloodbath a montage, an almost silent pantomime, even though, of course, the score is what's giving you the feel, but just a silent montage with virtually no noises, I think was just such a smart decision. And I think a good word for it is this could have easily been glorifying of the violence. And I like that this decision really takes it from an outsider perspective where you are witnessing this like the audience, and it's grotesque and it's grueling and it's macabre. It's not anything to be excited about. And I like that decision because that's always been the undertone of all this, is that this is a disgusting, sick thing that this world of Panem does. And I like how that plays out for the audience. Her ass was lucky she was dropped in an arena of woods. Could you imagine if it was a desert? I don't know how well Katniss would do in a desert.
And of course, the familiar boom of the cannon.
Damn. She literally found food and water so fast.
Sir, she is almost at the edge.
And it was like, oh, well, let's just turn her around. You know what we'll do? Just set everything on fire. Yep, get the dang, move past that CGI fire. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, she better have gotten injured. Well, yep. Well, shit. Shit. Oh, well. Climb, bitch, climb!
Get her.
Come on, come on.
Maybe you should throw the sword.
Sponsors. Would be nice to have a sponsor.
I think those are tracker jackers. Am I wrong?
Don't swat them away! Yeah, I was like, don't swat them away. They're gonna bite you. Just cut them down as fast as you can, Katniss. Yup. Let's go, boy! Get that bow. And go.
Not only is it lethal, but the tracker jackers sting.
They do really look pretty well fed for a series called The Hunger Games.
So where are Cato and the others?
Got all their supplies down by the lake. This great big pyramid.
Run.
Katniss!
Oh, okay. See?
Don't pull it out! Man.
It's okay. You're okay.
Man, her freaking innocent ass looking face. Yeah. Great score. This moment has such a beautiful soundtrack to it. So many goosebumps throughout this sequence.
If you can't scare them, something to root for. Young love.
Yes! I was like, young love!
You would not root for them either.
Gosh, he's so good. So infuriating, and I love it.
From now on, 2 victors may be crowned if both originate from the same district.
I gotta say, I do love that this movie really does give more background, not just to the game makers making this, but to Haymitch as well, and how much he really did have Katniss and Peeta's back the whole time, and how much he really did care. In the book, you're kind of left up to Chance and Katniss's perspective, so I like that we get those direct things. I just love because he's camouflaged so incredibly well. It's like, what if she stepped on his face? Like, literally, what in the visual effects?
We'll say something. Even if I don't make it.
Attention, commencing at sunrise. There will be a feast tomorrow at the cornucopia. This will be no ordinary occasion.
Hey, make it look good for the camo buzz. Suck a girl. It's a TV show, come on. Homegirl just be running. And wipe the source. Yep. Damn! But she's tiny. I mean, she's bigger, but she's still tiny.
Where's Loverboy? Oh, I see. You were gonna help him, right? Yeah, well, we killed her.
You kill her? Say her name. Say her name.
Fair.
Just this time, 12. For real.
Solidarity.
I got the medicine.
What happened to you?
I'm fine.
There you go. Aw. It's so sweet and unsanitary. Like at that moment, you just see even the game makers being moved.
Took off. Cater's gonna be by the cornucopia. Okay, I'll take the bow. I'm just kidding. I'll go pick some stuff.
See, charismatic.
Are
you okay?
I heard the cannon. That's Nightlock, Peeta. I'll be dead in a minute.
I didn't know.
You scared me to death. Damn you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's great.
Ugh. The screams of the dying. I do hate that that's all we got of Thresh. And I knew it was coming! Ah, that's great! Ah, yes! Haha! My gosh. God dang. Dang! Yep. 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 Oof. Come on, Kato. Faced off. Oof! Ah, God! You really could just beat the shit out of both of them. He's a big dude. Nice. Yo, he picked up and slammed him back. Okay.
Go on. Shoot. Go on. I always was, right? I didn't know that till now. I can still do this.
God. Gosh, I gotta say that the way that the actor for Kato really played through those lines, oh gosh, it's so visceral because you can just see it how, as much as yes, this guy's a killer, everyone here is a killer, like you just see the disillusion before his eyes of just like, I'm realizing now that I'm about to be dead and that I was always bound to be dead, and that just fear. And at the end of the day, these are just kids, and it's just he does it so well because it's somber. And as much as yes, you want Katniss to get Peeta out of the situation, it's still just so melancholy because it's like, this is just one more dead kid in this sick, twisted game. It's being watched, you know? Put him out of his freaking misery. It's like, oh, where's the cannons? Where's the confetti and stuff?
There has been a slight rule change. The previous revision, allowing for 2 victors from the same district, has been revoked. Only one victor may be crowned.
Go ahead.
Honorable as fuck,
All
Peeta.
of us should go home.
They don't.
No.
Trust me.
3.
Stop! Stop! Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the winner's 74th annual Hunger Games.
Ha! Back at you, bitches! Ha ha! Looks like the bottom of a stingray.
Why? Because I didn't die?
Nope.
Because you showed them up.
Yup. Damn it. Snow is anything if not stylish. He said death poetically.
You were so in love with this boy that the thought of not being with him was unthinkable.
I couldn't imagine life without him.
Bullshit.
And what about you, Peeta? You saved my life.
We saved each other.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh. Oh, it's so much tension.
What a lovely pin.
Thank you. It's from my district.
They must be very proud of you.
So what happens when we get back?
I guess we try to forget.
Alrighty, guys, that was the Hunger Games. Y'all, I had an amazing time with that. That was so great to revisit now as an adult, also just with my own new found film knowledge and acting experience and all these things. There's just so much crafting and truly really good work that went into the making of this film and this film series. So you guys, I really hope that y'all enjoyed. Please let me know if you guys want me to continue with checking out Catching Fire and the rest of the Hunger Games, as the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is coming out very soon. And if this does well, I will continue on with the series, but you guys got to let me know. So please comment down below, give this video a like, please boost up that engagement for this video, because that will let me know if I need to put Catching Fire out for you guys on YouTube, or if I'm just saving this up for Patreon. And if you can't wait, Catching Fire is already available on Patreon, so you can click the links down below and check it out. If you guys want to continue watching more things with me, go and check out either one of these two videos. I hope that you guys enjoy with them and that you guys have a great time. Please remember that I wish all of you love, joy, happiness, and all of the wonderful things in life. I wish that for all of you guys, and I will see y'all next time. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.